And we are live, everyone, Behind the Counter podcast, live here at Insane Games TV. Welcome in, everybody, on this Monday, September 21st, here at Insane Games TV. Mike and I, Behind the Counter. We got a lot to talk about today.
I think we do, Dan. You want to hop right into it?
TV, welcome in. Do I?
I think you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't know what
I think you know exactly what I mean.
You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking here, Mike. I've been doing a lot of brainstorming. I laid in bed last night and thought about what mistakes I made, where I went wrong. You know, the stages of fantasy football. What's the order? Rage, depression.
It's the same as the stages of grief, I think. Let me see. And it's actually a very reasonable order and does relate.
It's like rage, denial, depression.
First, there's denial, which I think you still haven't gotten past personally. Then there's anger.
Definitely some anger.
Then there's bargaining. Do you know what that means?
What?
It means you're like, well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean...
Okay, when I said he only gave me 6 points, I'm like, do I really need him?
There's the bargaining, exactly.
Okay.
And then there's depression. I guess and then there's acceptance.
Well, I think we're at the acceptance right now. And what we're talking about is Saquon Barkley, torn ACL on my fantasy league. You know, and I got thinking last night, you know, I sat here and all week, you know, Yahoo had me predicted at 12-1. And, you know, and I got naive. I mean, do I really think, and it's my own fault, because I sat there with this monstrous team that I have, and that's what it is. If you take my roster right now with everyone out, it's a monstrous team. 12-1 was the Yahoo projections. I tore past Jeremy last week. Okay, I'm in the middle of a battle with Tyler right now with respectable points on the table.
We'll get into that later.
Okay, and it's a monstrous team. And what happened? My naiveness got the better of me. I actually thought Yahoo was going to hand me a title that quickly. Seriously?
You actually thought that?
I thought that. I was like, oh, this is going to be a nice, great season. No, I'm a 2-time champion. Yahoo isn't just going to give me championships anymore. It's harder. I'm not Jeremy. I'm not Nate. I'm not Dave Mann. I'm not whoever. I'm not Steph. I'm not TJ. I'm not people who don't get hurt and still can't get a win. Okay? My team gets hurt. Saquon Barkley, out last year. Who came back and finished third? Me.
I would have never taken him if I were you.
And ironically, it was exactly a year ago. It was
Zeke.
exactly a year ago that Saquon Barkley got hurt. And I played you the next week, and here I am playing you again.
Actually, you played Tyler. And
it's just, yeah. It's just, I sit here and I'm just go, you know, I don't know what to do. And the reality is, was I upset? I think I accelerated the process. I was deeply enraged yesterday. Okay, Sunday service cut off early. I couldn't do it anymore.
See, that's why you might see some regression.
Okay, I was too angry behind the counter here with Saquon Barkley getting hurt. Not only did he fall and like hurt his wrist, he then fell and like towards it. It's like, could we not take a break for a minute and relapse? But nope, right back out, injured out. And the cherry on top, okay? Like, we can't just have Saquon Barkley get injured. No. That's not good enough. That's not good enough for this damn screw over. Hey, we can't just have Saquon Barkley get hurt. Not only get hurt, but out for the whole year. That's not good enough. We had to throw in Mozart, and we're going to slap a mild MCL sprain on him, too. He's out.
The worst thing about that, Dan, is he's going to play, but he's not going to be explosive for the rest of the year because he's going to be playing hurt.
Okay?
So you're going to have that whole thing to
Two
deal
running
with.
backs out first quarter of each of their games. I'm just like, whatever. Do I need to go over the fact that my third-round pick, Kenny Galladay, hasn't even made it off the bench yet so far this season? James Conner, out last week, got me 1.6 points last week, delivered this week. So between my first 3-round picks, they've barely been on the field.
A little research could have told you that.
And I should look up and find out when I drafted Mozart, because really this could be top 4 picks.
5th.
Was it 5th? Okay.
We looked it up.
It's ridiculous. And I don't have the time. Now, I don't I love fantasy. I can
Are
take
you sure you do?
I can take a loss. I can even take Saquon Barkley getting out for the year. What I can't take is all the fantasy gods coming together, and it's just like, we're just going to throw everything we got at Dan to make sure he doesn't win. Because the classic scenario is on the table for tonight. Dan is up by what, 27 points over Tyler?
26.64.
Good. Okay, and Tyler will get this spring of luck. Like it's no big deal that my guy who probably has never got a touchdown his entire life, he's even been on a football field
He's
before.
a rookie. It's his coming out party.
Will come out and just get 27 points. Oh, no big deal. No big deal.
All the luck favors Tyler in these situations.
Of course it does.
We were discussing it. It goes all the way back to the Demaryius Thomas game against you.
Which I completely forgot about.
I did as well.
Until he mentioned it.
And then Tom and Tyler brought light to it in the chat. But the one I remember is the 2018 Amari Cooper game when everyone's like, he's done. What was he sitting at, 6 and 6?
Tyler was complaining to me that he was done. Until I said, are you really sure you're done yet, Tyler? You still have a chance.
And then he scored like 3 touchdowns for like 100-something yards apiece. Well, not that much, but they were like whole field touchdowns. And he made his way.
The writing on this. So really what's on the table here is the classic, we're just going to stick it to Dan as hard as we possibly. I'll tell you right now, if I lose tonight, I will delete the fantasy football app. And I probably would take 2 weeks off from fantasy football. I'll take a loss. I'm gonna have this will be too much.
That's all talk.
It'll be too much. Too much.
If anything, I would just say that you're hiding from me this week if you did that.
Mike, I'm not worried about your team.
I'm gonna take
Saquon Barkley
so hard.
injured. It's just like, I just don't like, think about this. Step back from reality, right, and take a look at it. And then once the fantasy guys just sit up there, they go, we're gonna pick one of the first top 12 that's going to be knocked out of the season. Who are we going to pick? Dan. He's out. And there goes Dan. Now, down the second round, let's pick someone that's going to miss at least one game the first 2 games. Dan. He's
they're
out.
all injury-prone players, though.
Third round pick. Let's pick someone out of here that's going to miss the entire season so far as to date. Dan. He's out. Like, you do understand? Dan.
When you take injury-prone players, Dan,
are they really injury-prone?
And there's no
Kenny Galladay wasn't out at all last year with an injury. Mike, he was on my team.
I'm pretty sure he missed some games.
Nope, didn't miss a single game last year.
I'm going to get to the bottom of that.
Get to the bottom of it. Okay, he didn't miss. I know, he was on my roster last year.
He missed games. He definitely missed a couple of games.
Because it's bye week. He didn't miss games.
I don't know about that.
You can't find the information right now.
I'm looking right now, boy.
But you can't find it yet.
It's coming.
And then you got Mike who's sitting over here, all puffed up, chest out, all happy that he got 150.
You are correct.
Okay, thank you. Got 152 points this week in fantasy. Look, I'm glad you got that week out now. So now this week I don't have to deal with that.
I really think that's going to be more so the regular going forward, and I think the low point score from week 1 was the anomaly. I think my team's going to start coming out crushing people. And unfortunately, I had to be Dave. Congratulations on his wedding.
Yes, congratulations, Dave. Dave Mann celebrating marriage this weekend with Claire. Congratulations on that.
I mean, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. I wouldn't have wanted to score 150 on him. It was a tad disrespectful, but I was not going to tell my team to stop in any way. Russell last night was just driving it into him deep. 5 touchdown passes from Russell Wilson. Beakmaster,
I love the energy. I'll go piss off. I can't wait to hear him talking tonight on Monday Night Gaming with Austin.
We were all just talking about how your games with Amari Cooper, Demaryius Thomas, and now we might have to add Henry Ruggs III to that fabled list. Very possible.
But with Saquon Barkley out now, and now it takes my team that was way up here and brings it back into the middle of the pack now. Okay, now I got to try to rebuild.
And that's where true fantasy football
is exactly right. And that's where I was naive.
And that's what I was telling you.
I actually was sitting there all this week saying I'm 12-1. I got 60 more points projected than any team in the fantasy league. I'm sitting pretty. And I got naive. I got selfish. I got all this. And I should have known. But the fantasy, you're a 2-time champ, Dan. The fantasy guys just aren't going to write this road out for you for 3 times. They're just not going to do that. I mean, look at your 3 times. Were you doing that good last year at the beginning?
Lamar Jackson, pretty much.
But were you doing that good at the beginning? You went in like 500.
I was pretty much right on the top of the pack.
You just barely made it in the playoffs, I believe.
I was second place in the finishing at the end.
Second
place.
At the end of this regular season. But the other year you won, you weren't. You won in 6 or 7. This is your second year. That I do know for a fact.
That was in 2013. Golden Tate.
But regardless.
Golden Tate.
Regardless, I should have known that fantasy is just not. You and I are a certain caliber, Mike. Out of the 9 seasons in our league, we're 5 championships right here. That's a lot. You know how much that is? That's a lot. That's a high percentage of championships sitting at this table.
This is what, our 9th year or our 10th year?
Well, this is our 10th, but there's 9 champions.
Okay. Unless, what? Rizzo 1.
Rizzo.
You.
Me.
My 2.
You. Tom. Tyler. 9. Okay, so they're not just going to hand me, I should have thought, they're not just going to hand me a 3rd championship. They're going to make it difficult. What I find funny is the minute Saquon Barkley goes down, chat starts blowing up. I love this. I love it. Because everyone always thinks I'm crazy when I say all these people like to shit on Dan and make things difficult and this and that. And whether I bring it on or not, I don't really know. But the reality is, all the people in chat, Jeremy comments, Nate comments, all these guys who can't get championships, don't get injuries, but still can't get championships.
One could say their injuries are reasons they didn't get championships in the past.
I don't know what that means. Okay, the reality is, it's just gonna be a little bit harder, but we're gonna have to fight. Kenny Galladay been on my bench. Kenny Galladay, welcome to the game, my friend. Come on into the starting lineup.
He might not
now.
even play this week either. Chances are he doesn't play this week.
I mean, Kenny Galladay been out. James Conner, who knows when he's gonna go down? Okay, you got Mozart who might be 2 weeks out. Then you got Tom Weckham, who's laughing on the couch about Saquon Barkley. He just finds it humorous, calling me, I don't want to hear your drama.
He was just smiling at you, and you were getting enraged from it.
Tired of it.
He was just trying to talk to you on the phone, and you kept ignoring his
here's
phone
the thing.
calls.
And let me tell you another thing about Tyler while he's in the chat. If Tyler somehow pulls off a win tonight, all you're going to hear about is how his team is so good. My team's so good. My team delivered. No, my team lost. I'm sorry, Tyler. I know you don't want to hear that, okay? My team lost.
To come back on Monday night and be a 120-point team would say your team is pretty good.
His team delivered to take advantage of the situation, but my team lost. No. I don't know if I want to say Tyler's team won. My team lost. To put up 125 points with your 2 running backs out in the first quarter, I don't know what to tell you. That's not necessarily...
I tell you what, Dan, this guy's getting at least one, 60, 70-yard touchdown tonight. Your only thing is if he gets 2. You know how many points a 70-yard touchdown is?
I'm not going to talk about that.
That's 14 points.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
He'll be right in the knocking distance if he gets one of those.
I'm sure this guy, and you know what the best part is? It's a classic Dan Screwjob. As Tom said earlier, the Dan Screwjobs are so great to watch and listen to from people on the outside perspective. Because it's just some of the most harshest reality slaps in the faces you'll ever see. They're just so bad. They're so bad.
And I don't think they could go to anyone more deserving.
Year's? Did I need 2 points and Green Bay just decides, oh no, that's right. I need a 0.7, right? You ready for this? Last year I needed 0.7. Who was it to beat? Nate?
Nico.
I needed 0.7 to beat Nico, right? And Aaron Jones, who put up all the points in the world after not playing the whole game, all of a sudden they're just gonna go with Jamal Williams. But Aaron Jones, he stops at the 1 yard line. Doesn't score a touchdown. They didn't want him to get the ball back. Didn't score a touchdown. I've never seen anything like it.
One of the sweetest Monday night victories I've ever seen.
And Dan lost.
And the video was posted of you losing your undefeated record.
Yep. And it was all over every social media thing the next day. Like, people were making a big deal about it. Yeah, he didn't score a touchdown. Never seen before. Did they really just happen? Yup, it did happen. Screw Dan over in fantasy football. It did.
I think you deserve it, honestly.
Now, let's talk about the next big thing.
What's that?
Where excuse my language, okay? Okay. The next big thing, where all the dirty players, all the troublemakers, I won't say what I was going to say, all the people who love to feed drama, okay, are now going to attack the waiver wire. Oh, let's have some fun is what's going to go on now. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be all day tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm going to be here. Now, we have a very political league. There's a lot of backdoor nonsense that goes on. A lot of this and that. I sit here and I watch Nate. I watch Jeremy. I watch Tyler. I watch Austin. I watch, who else? Dave doesn't complain. Tom doesn't complain too much. You don't complain. I don't complain. TJ.
He's a complainer.
Steph that you never hear any from. Who am I missing? Nico. Nico's got all those people right there that love to complain. They're the same people that are going to pull a dirtbag move and pick up a running back that they don't need just to make sure other people can't get them. That's what they do. But yeah, I'm the worst player in the world. I'm the dirtiest player in the game. You're the dirtiest player in the game. Tom's the dirtiest player in the game.
You're the commissioner and you completely break those rules to benefit
your
team. That's about as corrupt as it gets.
I did say, and I will stand by this comment. I said to Tom yesterday, Tom and TJ, I said, if I try to do a trade and it doesn't go through, I will push it through as a commissioner, and I won't care. Listen to all these people complaining about trade. I wouldn't care.
Would not.
I would not care. But I cannot wait.
There's a reason that power was taken from you.
I cannot wait to see the dirty, scummy moves that come from the waiver wire on Wednesday. Because I can tell you right now, I'm 7th on the waiver wire.
You're not
and there's 6 people in front of me. I'm telling you right now, there's 3 people out of that 6 that don't need running backs. They have not just 3 in their starting lineup, but have 4 starting running backs on their team.
There's always a need for more running backs, Dan. There's bye weeks, there's injuries.
And those same people that will do it are the same people that walk around going, oh, this league is so unfair. I can't do it. This league needs to change with the times. This is so bad.
Who are you
and
saying?
They'll be the first ones in there grabbing the waiver wire just to stick it to Dan.
Who are you mocking there,
I don't care. You pick. Is it not Jeremy that says it all the time? Tyler was just saying it today.
I think you're talking about Tyler.
Austin, who's been in the league one season, says it. Nate's always in there throwing his weight around, complaining, and then his 2 cents.
Nate doesn't complain. Nate's very easygoing, despite getting fucked in the draft order year in and year out.
I cannot wait to see the nonsense that comes out of the waiver wire.
It's just going to be probably the people at the top picks picking the people they're supposed to pick in those situations.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Wait. You know how to break down fantasy football, and I know how to break down fantasy football. And you and I can both sit back there and look at it. You and I both know out of the 6 people ahead of me, only 3 of them need a running back. The other 3, I'm not saying names, the other 3 don't need running backs. They not only have 3 in their starting lineup, but they have 4 starting running backs on their team. And the fact that they're going to pick up a 5th one is nothing more than a scumbaggish move. We're just going to stack running backs on our team for no reason. No reason but to stick it to people. That is a dirty move. But yet, we'll go out there and say, not having an IR slot, not being PPR, not allowing this, not allowing these. Those are dirty moves. Let's be honest. Everyone shits on me, Tom, you, that we're dirty players. Let me tell you what. I will say this right now. I would never, if I had 4 running backs, hell, if I had 3, I would never, ever pull someone's running back off, stack my team just to make sure someone couldn't get him. That's just me. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. And the other thing is, the very people that still do that don't have any championships.
I'm looking at the waiver position now. Goes me.
It's all the troublemakers. It's the bottom of the leaderboard. All has the waiver picks right now.
Who's number 4?
It's got it. Who is it?
Tyler.
Okay, there's Tyler. Throw him in the mix.
You're done. You're done.
Nate, Jeremy, Nico. It's all the worst people to have there in the waiver picks. Can Nico think? Well, Nico might. Actually, Nico's the only one that may not use it. Because he knows what he wants. Nico wouldn't really do a move just to spite somebody.
So Nico gets the benefit of the doubt, but Nate does not?
Nate did it last year, Mike.
Nico would definitely fuck somebody.
No. Nate, last year, when Saquon Barkley went down, he put up Wayne Gallman. He knew what he was doing. Didn't need it. But then I found out, I think you told him to go pick him up. And then what did he do?
That.
What did he do? After he picked him up, he sent him over to Jeremy's team. And then Jeremy had him. And you know what? They both lost out on it. And they should have. It was a scummy move. And look at all the players are right back in it again this season.
It's funny how all the positions aligned once again.
Once again, it's all right there. It's like the same things are happening. It's really bizarre.
I mean, the situation isn't quite clear as it was with Wayne Gallman, but I guess
my only hope is maybe I don't use my waiver pick and I wait for something to happen next week.
But
no offseason and no preseason, people are just getting injured left and right.
Every week there'll be injuries. I guess we'll see what happens.
Ridiculous.
Hold up. People are picking up Brian Edwards. I wonder if that means Tyler's guy isn't even going.
And that's the thing. I'm sitting here with a 26-point lead over Tyler, and I got to worry about that because of the Dan hate. The gods shit on Dan in fantasy football. I probably had one of the worst lucks in fantasy football.
A lot of this stuff, Dan, is deserved, like you said.
What is deserved?
You tempted the shit talk God's hands.
I didn't.
You said your team. You kept looking at the projections, staring at the projections.
Who doesn't look at the projections?
I don't really look at them that much.
Oh no! First thing you walked in there. Where did I fall in the projections?
Because you had them pulled up.
Where did you? You fell like a rock down to 10th place.
Yeah, I don't think about that. 150 points, boy.
1 week, Mike.
150 points. I'm going to be climbing up the.
How many did you have last week?
I'm going to be about.
How many did you have last
79.
week? Okay,
but now that these are added together, I'm going to be amongst the highest scores in the league.
Big difference. That's almost double the points.
Exactly. That just goes to show I got fucked over week 1. Got fucked over. I didn't have one player that went outrageous. It was a complete team effort, as it should be. I didn't have, like, Aaron Jones score 40 points.
To walk around... Okay.
I had each guy scored about their yardage that was necessary in a touchdown.
First off, the way that you just sarcastically just said Aaron Jones got 40 points made me think back to the fact that I kicked your ass last year with Aaron Jones getting 41 points.
I kicked your ass because I won the Super Bowl. You can't talk about any shit talking last year to me because I'm a 3-time champion.
I look at this matchup right here.
Because that's all you got, boy.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed that because I'm a fucking 3-time champion, boy.
You're right.
And you got smoked. The only champions in that playoff run were me and you. And you got smoked before you could even make it to the big show. What a shame.
You're absolutely right. You're a 3-time. But let's not forget who's a 2-time.
You could have been very well 3-time.
You're not talking to some guy who's never won a championship before.
Your championships are all for debate, bro.
Not really.
You got Fat Boy in the chain just checking in, and Dan's still crying.
Are you in bed, Tom? McCaffrey's out for 3 weeks. Are you home in bed?
You haven't
recapping your mistakes and your problems that you've had. I mean, what are you gonna do, Tom? 6 weeks? You're done. I don't want to hear no more of your little jokes about Saquon, but you're done. Toast.
You haven't heard the tears from him about it.
No, because he's home in bed laying down. Oh, what am I gonna do? Tom, perfect little season. His perfect little shit talk season of just talking shit is perfect. 14-0 gone.
You did put one of the biggest curses on Tom's team I've ever seen yesterday.
What?
One could say Saquon going out is your fault. You're like, I've never seen someone that can talk shit as much as Tommy, and nothing ever happens to his team.
Never does.
Fucking bullshit.
Tom walks around and talks the most shit out of anyone, and very rarely does anything. I can't walk around and talk shit, and then look what happens.
Tom does tempt the shit talk gods pretty hard, and I think maybe
my team will be just fine. Okay.
Not concerned.
You're dropping like a rock in the projections, Tom. One could say more than mine.
His team was exposed this week. Wildly exposed. He won! No. He had a very good week, actually.
And then you got TJ. You got TJ, who's over there crying the blues left and right about how nothing ever goes his way. Chris Carson gets 16 points.
As he should.
Chris Carson gets 16 points.
He should have more than that. Actually, it's all about Russell Wilson this season.
I almost want to call him right now and just call him out on that 16 points.
Who, Chris Carson?
No, TJ.
Do it.
And just call him out. You know, he sits and he whines and he cries and this and that. And, you know, he's never, ever... Where is he? Let's see if I can get him on the phone here. Where is he? You ready?
Alright. Calling Dan's father. Getting him on the line. He's gonna ignore you. Watch.
Yes, Kathy here.
Yeah, I need to speak to TJ.
He just, he's gone to walk with Gino. He should be back.
Oh my god, bye.
Why?
Never mind, bye. Cole, you never get a hold of him. You need to get a hold of him. What a shame. But I'll call him out on that when I see him.
That's very rude to hang up on your mom like that.
No, we're live, so.
It's a real shame. I can't say I'm disappointed it happened to you.
It just me, as I said before, Mike. The fantasy gods aren't going to grace me with a nice road to a third championship. Okay, they're just not going to do it, and that's what it was.
You were walking
I
around.
was naive. I thought the path was clear. Oh, this is done. 12-1. This is going to be a great season. I was naive to think of that, and it is what it is. The fantasy gods struck me down hard.
Can you just acknowledge the endurance of the league now?
I don't. Is it endurance? It's the second week. Endurance is like the 5th to 11th
2 weeks in. A lot of teams come out.
It's a long season, my friend. Okay, it's a long. I've been down this road before with Saquon Barkley being out. It's a long season, and you know what? What do you call that when you ration out? What do you call that?
Bargaining.
When bargaining, you know what? I was saying to myself, do I really want Saquon Barkley in my lineup? Because he only got 6 points last week, and even last year when I had him, he barely got any points either.
Classic bargaining. Injuries, crying face, Dan. Everyone has them. I could go through and on every team and list someone, a top player that everyone has that they lost for now.
I don't want to hear it. Anyone lost their first round pick?
Tyler.
For what, a week?
For about 4. Tommy.
Okay, yeah, now.
Who else?
I'm not.
Dave lost Philip Lindsay.
Wait. I'm not crying so much necessarily about.
You're crying.
No. What really, where the knife really sticks deep is Mozart. That's what I'm pissed off about the most. Seriously, Mozart. We're gonna take him out now.
You didn't even say his name right.
I don't care what his name is.
And you're concerned. And then you're saying seriously he's injured. No one cares about that no name.
It's just ridiculous.
Rules, Austin. Austin's been pretty quiet this week.
He got slapped around by Aaron Jones. That's why. He's facing the Aaron Jones 40 points. No one likes seeing that. I quit.
He got to talk big last week when he slapped me around a little bit, but...
Desk chairs, Dave. Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
Alright, what are we at here? You want to move on from fantasy? I think we've done enough crying and complaining.
I'd say we can move on now.
All right, so
There's
we got
not much else left to say.
Well, next week should be in who you put. You and I are this week. Who else in play? Oh, so we should pull them up. I should probably pull it up.
And then the next big one is Jeremy and Tyler.
So right there, real quick to kind of give everyone an update where we are, pretty much on. Oh, we should just call it the Insane Games TV Fantasy League. You got myself and Tyler, first matchup up there. Tyler has one guy left. Dave Rizzo destroying Jeremy. I think that one's just about in the bag. Dave against Mike. I think Dave has a chance. Oh, come on. Are you serious?
You'd have to put I did the math, I think. How much am I up by? 70 points?
You're up by
65. You'd have to get 30 plus from both running backs. And they're both playing on the same team. So...
I think it's pretty safe to say that's in the bag. That's done. We got Austin, Monday Night Gaming against Nate, store friend. Nico, store friend against Tom on the Dream Team. That one's just about done. And then you got TJ and Steph.
That one could go. It's leaning towards TJ, but she's not
12 points more.
She's not completely out of it, but it's a tough climb.
So where did you get all your points, Mike? Your team just pretty much went off.
Yeah, let's pull this team up a little bit. Wow, Dan.
Russell Wilson, they're saying he could be the MVP.
Brussels sprouts.
AJ Green, worst performance. Chubb, Ingram, Hurst, Robinson, Butler, Baldwin. Your team just showed up. That's just what it is, pretty much.
And say there was no one absurd member. They all just.
But don't be naive to think that they're all going to do that every week.
I don't need them all to do it. I need a couple of them to do
See,
it.
that when you get that's a good representation of what they can do when you get 152 points. I was like, hey, we can do that. I remember last year when I got 148.
That's one of my highest point totals in a couple of years, I think. It just came out of nowhere.
Let's take a look at this disaster. Saquon Barkley, 2 points. 2.8. Nice to see you, pal. See you in 2021. No, I'll never draft him again.
Will you draft him?
I will never, ever draft Saquon Barkley again. Ever will I draft him again.
Even if he falls to you in the second round?
Nope. New England, solid performance, return touchdown. They needed something to make up for Russell Wilson's 5 touchdowns. Greg DeLay delivered. Tight end, Higley. Woo!
Dan, you're pronouncing their names wrong.
I don't care.
It's Higbee.
That's what I said.
You said Higley.
No. James Conner, 18 points. Calvin Ridley, Aaron Rodgers. I can't wait to throw my boy Cam in. Kid Cam might be in the starting lineup this week. 35
You wouldn't
points.
dare. You wouldn't fucking dare bench Rodgers.
I don't know. Killer Cam's showing up, and I picked him off the free agency.
That was just... It's not like you saw something that everybody missed. Everybody saw him and chose not to take him.
I don't know what to tell you.
So maybe you'll get lucky with everybody's scraps, but...
Alright, let's move on here from fantasy football. What else we got here? I know you've been complaining about it, stirring up some drama between other people here at the store. If I want to watch some clips of Game of Thrones Season 8, I will.
Not around me, you won't.
Okay, this nonsense that we can't speak of Game of Thrones here at the store.
Oh, we can. Seasons 1 through 6.
I found Season 8 to be a little bit of interesting.
That's because you're stupid.
I don't have
And that's not up for
invested time.
debate even. It's just a fact that if you like Season 8, you're stupid.
The idea...
I don't want to call you stupid. I'm not getting joy out of calling you it. That's just the way it is.
The reality is this, Mike.
I'm not trying to undermine your stupidity.
I don't have 10 years invested in watching Game of Thrones.
I don't have that
literally
much
have
either.
like 5 months invested. I watched seasons 1 through 7, the first 2 months, binge watched it like crazy, okay? And then I watched season 8. I don't have the agony, the dread, the read the book this, read the clip notes
I
that,
didn't read the books.
read the social status of this, read the website on that. I didn't spend all these years writing books about what I thought the movie should be about. There's a lot of people that go online and they write paragraphs what they think should be happening. I don't have that. The fact that people are actually trying to boycott the show because of it is actually kind of absurd.
It was awful.
Okay, it's absurd.
It was factually awful, Dan.
It's
It's not up for debate.
I found
The
the
directors
first
got
4 or 5
fired.
episodes of season 8 to be okay. Mainly episodes 1 and 2, and they all meet at Winterfell. I thought that was
It was
pretty
still,
good.
every episode of that season was stupid. Literally every episode was stupid.
The only thing I really found to be annoying out of all of them, the irony of what I'm about to say here, is the fact that the dragons weren't killing more people. Daenerys is sitting up on the hill with
You have no idea what you're talking
and
about.
they're just not killing people. And the dragons are just sitting up there.
The dragons killed people like crazy. That's why she had to get killed in the end. I understood
in the
the
battle-
whole storyline was
in the
going
battle-
on. It was just a bad story. I guess I kind of enjoyed the battle between the Mountain and frickin' the Hound. That was probably it. And even that wasn't as good as it could have been.
That was a decent battle.
Let's say Jamie and the Cersei just getting killed by boulders after all that. Stupid. The Night King getting killed by Arya. Stupid.
I went back and rewatched that. I actually think that was well planned.
It was horrible.
Not really.
Horrible, because they didn't have any other way
She's
to
an
finish
assassin!
it. They had no other way to give her storyline an exclamation point other than that.
They made everyone come out on top.
Braun
becomes the
king. The whole storyline was built
kills
towards Jon
King.
killing him. The actors have discussed it afterwards. They all agreed it.
What?
That's just because they didn't have time to expand Arya's story and give her a good thing. It should have been her killing Cersei, honestly. That was where her storyline was headed. Not to killing the Night. It makes no sense. She just came out of nowhere and she's just like, I'm the most badass, so I'm just going to kill the Night King.
What was her... Well, yeah, Cersei was probably the biggest problem for Ira.
She was all season... Every season she had her list of people to kill. And that should have been her... Did she kill really any... I guess she got Walder Frey. She killed a couple people on that list. But it was
Brianna
all...
Tarth is by far my favorite character.
Stupid.
Is it really that... What do you mean? There's actually a very emotional scene when she becomes a knight.
Do you really have to fit that in? Whatever.
Those are the clips I was watching. I like the episodes 1 through 3 when they're all at the castle, meeting for the first time or reunions or whatever that. I thought those are what I was watching.
I couldn't care less about her storyline. Stupid.
God.
Stupid.
And you call yourself a Game of Thrones fan? Not anymore.
Not anymore.
And you think Star Wars fired them because of the bad reception of Game of Thrones?
Yes. And they knew the fan outcry would be far too absurd. They wanted nothing to do with those guys.
I think that's a little absurd.
Not even HBO wanted anything to do with those guys anymore. They got kicked to Netflix now. Which, Netflix makes some good content.
They're probably making a shitload
That's their
of money.
last option.
They're probably making a shitload of money
You know
on Netflix.
what would have been more money? Making Star Wars. Am I wrong?
Despite all this time, Dan angers me so absurdly with his television takes.
He just does it to be a troll.
I'm not doing it.
Dan sits there and he waits.
Do you guys have a PS3 controller charger?
Maybe.
No, we're out of those.
We don't have those anymore.
We have 4, not 3.
Yeah, we're out of them at the moment.
Sorry about that.
Alright, it's okay. Wow, I haven't seen any of these.
Episodes 1 and 2 are such poor thrown. Not really. I love those.
Like I was
episodes.
saying, Dan
when
just
all those people together, I thought was
he
great.
just sits there and he waits to hear people's negative things, and then he gets a freaking boner when he gets to go and enjoy and stick up for the things people hate. It's absurd.
I don't find
It's some weird thing going on in his mind that he has to enjoy stuff that other people dislike.
Not
maybe,
really.
Maybe he's a hipster or something. He just loves bad
You're saying
stuff.
I'm a hipster?
I guess. You
Really?
Just have people like it, you can't like it. I don't even know what your deal is, man.
I'm just simply
I don't know
saying.
what the fuck your problem is.
I am
man.
not timely invested like you guys are in the Game of Thrones.
You don't have to be invested to know that it was bad. You're not a unique subject where you're the only one that binge watched all the seasons and then watched the new season right before it came out. There's plenty of people that did that and thought the new season was bad as well. Admit that it's bad.
I will admit that some of the storylines aren't that great.
It's a horrible ending, even worse than Dexter's ending, which is absurd. It's by far the worst. It's just the worst ending to any show possible.
I don't think it's that crazy.
And it
bad
will
as
go
you're
down in
suggesting.
history as such. If you type in worst show ending of all time, can you think of any worse than that?
What?
Any worse show endings than that?
Yeah.
What?
ER.
I thought you enjoyed.
Because you simpletons don't understand other TVs.
ER's not bad, but it's absolutely a simpleton show.
Okay.
I understand fully the subject matter of what's going on in ER anytime we've watched it.
Star Wars you know what? Game of Thrones reminds me so much of Star Wars. And that all these people that just spend hours, days, weeks analyzing this character, analyzing that storyline, analyzing this and that and this and this guy did that. That guy really did. It's just like, sit down, watch what these people put together for you, and enjoy it. That's all I'm saying.
No. That's rape, Dan.
You guys, for people,
I'm not just gonna sit there and enjoy whatever they do to me,
and say that this was one of the.
If they want me to enjoy,
they're just so disgusted. First off, Tom, let me explain something to you. You should be happy with these writers that they gave you 7 seasons to enjoy. Okay, so they did one that's bad. If they didn't give you the first 7 seasons, you wouldn't be able to even have an opinion on season 8. Take that one to the bank.
No. They just simply copied what George R. R. Martin wrote in the book and adapted it for television. Those guys are fucking dorks, and they hit the lotto with that. And then when the first actual hardship or any kind of thing came upon them, they failed miserably. Miserably.
I just don't see anything wrong with. And then, of course, this one runs to the chat and sends it out there. Dan is actually watching season 8 of Game of Thrones.
I would say you respect Johnny's opinion on most things, probably.
Like what?
Right? Pretty much anything. He's usually the last decision caller to you. So, we sent him, and we had to have him say that it was trash. The bishop's word is law.
Speaking of the bishop, he pulled out the 25 most Dan hated things the other day.
Might have to throw Saquon on.
Oh, there's gonna be it's gonna be an extensive new revision of that right there. We might have to do a whole podcast on that one. We'll have to refrain from some.
Thrones is rarity. Nerds and casuals agree that it's absolute trash. Everybody did. That's the funniest thing about it. Nobody thought that season was good. And if they did, they were lovers, which is the opposite of a hater. Have you ever heard that terminology?
I'm not talking about
Me and Tommy like to say it about people. They're fucking lovers.
I just don't
Maybe that goes for you. Instead of a hipster, you're a lover. You'll love it no matter what they put in front of you, even if it's objectively trash.
No, I didn't like Cyclops dying in X-Men.
And you still loved X-Men.
Okay.
You're like, I'm just going to love it because it's X-Men. I'm not going to actually watch what it is and decide if I liked what I saw. I'm just going to say I liked it because it's something I'm a fan of.
Lord Voldemort died in Harry Potter. I still liked it.
You really cared that much when he died? It had to happen at the end. See, now that's an example of ending something long in a good way. Harry Potter.
We're not getting into the Harry Potter. Then we'll get into the book.
What they did effectively is like Harry Potter decides he's just going to kill everybody at Hogwarts because he's tired of the fucking games. That's what Daenerys did at the end. She was tired of people disrespecting her, so she burned the whole fucking city down. And just made no sense.
She was actually the most annoying out of anyone, I thought, in season 2. She needed to go.
Had to force her into that way so they could get rid of her storyline-wise. They had to make it reasonable that she'd be betrayed.
I think impossible.
And then putting Bran on the throne.
It's like impossible talking to you about
Bran on the throne.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Bran.
Is it Bran?
Bran Stark. Either way, how does that make sense to you, Dan? Let me hear. Let's hear your explanation of why you think him on there is good.
Hang on. Hello. Hang on. You there, TJ? Alright, Dan and Mike here, Behind the Counter Podcast. Real simple question for you, TJ. Okay, and it doesn't need much explanation. Okay, I heard you complain all last night about how Chris Carson can't get any points and this and that. He ended up... You cried all night long because he had 2.6.
He's a very temperamental player. He doesn't really function until he's an North and South guy. He's not going to get you a lot of points early, okay? But he's going to finish with his 16, 17 points, and he could go off on it. I was never worried at all.
No, you were there crying the blues all last night because he had 3 points and how you're going to get slapped around and this and that. And then I got up this morning, looked, he ended up with 16 points.
Hey, but I'm not out of the woods at all yet.
You're not out of the woods. You're in a slobber knocker with Steph tonight, TJ.
But the tears are clown in the pandemic here. You've gotten used to the fact that it's going to be ugly. And it's going to be close. But I think I've crossed the hurdle. I'm into a new horizon. The year of the clown, 2020.
Well, you're on the airways here.
You know what? All the timing is just right for a nice encounter with the Sanchez next week.
He lost McCaffrey from 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, that's what happens. You know?
So do you?
What, is he hiding in his bedroom?
Dan was just saying he was. Doing
Real quick, DJ, I know you don't get many times to address that, but do you have anything to address on the fantasy league at all? Any takes you want to throw out there?
Well, my favorite game of the week, as I posted online, my favorite game of the week was Bourbon versus Zeke. Because and the unfortunate thing is, I should say, is that one of them got to lose. It looks like Zeke is going to lose because what they did was they got down to the goal line. They were a very interesting offense. They run down to the goal line with their leading rusher, and then they sneak in the quarterback 3 times.
It works, DJ.
So Dak Prescott sends numbers right out of sight, and whoever has Zeke Elliott, blah, blah, blah.
All I know, Mike, is
Blah, blah, blah.
you should have heard.
Blah, blah.
You should have heard TJ last night with it. I never get anything right. Mike just gets chub in there. I get
You
touchdown.
gotta be patient.
No.
Reacting with Derrick Henry. The stars are aligning perfect to slap the Sanchez around next week.
Can I ask you a question, TJ?
What's that?
What did you think about my team's performance this week?
Oh boy.
Well, I saw the tag. I haven't really had time to get into it yet. It takes me a while, but I'll have to look at that and break that down. I'll probably send something out in the chat. Right?
That's fine.
But it probably won't be pretty, because you know as well as I do that you are not in the top tier, Mike.
152 points, boy.
Across the crescendo.
152 points. I'll tell you, so you don't have to look it up.
Pop and Bortles and the Sanchez, unfortunately, are the delineation and the cream of the crop. And you've been scratching.
Those two combined only tied the amount of championships I have.
You're saying Bortles is one of the best teams right now?
Pop and Bortles has, for a long time, been one of the best. He's going through a little rough patch now. But the bottom line is, him and Sanchez are two of the finest and the cream of the crop.
TJ, there's 5 championships right here sitting at this table.
That Nico and Rip just can't get it done.
I have the same amount of championships as those two fools combined, so.
But I don't know that. Look at that if we can really call them 2-3 championships.
We look at the leaderboard and we see the championships, and I have 3 of them. It's a pretty cut and dry matter.
I think if we look into that, we can find some.
Pretty cut and dry matter, TJ.
No, okay, Mike.
I have 3 rings.
Okay, if TJ comes out with a win here, that puts him 2-0. It doesn't put him in a position he hasn't been in some time in the top 3.
I'm happy for him. I am happy.
I'm not really concerned. I'm not going to be overconfident, but I'm not really concerned because I believe Tears of Clown moved to 2-0, and the stars are aligned in the pandemic year for Tears of the Clown.
I'm happy for the clown. It's been a long time since you were in an interesting position in the league. Just make sure Tommy doesn't smack you back down.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
The
Slap a few people around? Absolutely. It's going to get ugly for a few people in my roster.
Tom's concerned this week that he was upset that he lost his permanent or his perfect record. He's done. McCaffrey out from 46 weeks. He's done. He should have picked up that Clyde guy that he wanted. But he had to pick up McCaffrey because he was the number 1 pick. He's out 46 weeks.
He was the number 1 pick. Well, people don't realize number 1 picks don't really have their own pick. They have what the consensus wants. So you end up taking somebody. I know that McCaffrey's a workhorse. I can see him lifting all the time. He lifts more every year.
That's true.
I would wish misfortune on nobody. But the bottom line is he didn't really have a choice. He likes to tell you he did, but he didn't really have a choice.
He took as he was told.
He was told to by the committee. And the committee of the fantasy pros. Just like he subscribes to the theory of not liking people in an auto draft, right? He likes to go, but then he'll turn around the next month and criticize something that goes off the board.
That's
Can't
just
do that.
TJ.
Knowledge, if you will.
Don't bring this into a Jared Cook argument. You reached.
I gotta go. I gotta eat.
See you later. All right, that's TJ Shevlin there. Talking
A lot
about
of
his
smack
fantasy.
talk. A lot of smack talk, Tom.
He doesn't get much airway time, but, get a little...
I was very surprised where
His
he was
team-
aiming that direction.
His team, Tears of a Clown, could possibly be sitting 2-0 tomorrow. Position he's not all that familiar with, so he gets it rough here in fantasy football. All right, so we talked a lot about fantasy football. We talked a lot about
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. However, we're not done here tonight here on the network. Monday Night Gaming, Austin Cook's birthday, AC Weezy.
Oh, shit.
He's gonna be doing some giveaways and having a fun night over at Monday Night Gaming starting at 8 o'clock.
Am I eligible to win these giveaways?
There's a bunch of rules that went out on Instagram. You gotta follow this and follow that, and a bunch of some other things. We're giving away some Visa gift cards, $10, but we're giving away 3 $10
Pack of smokes.
Visa gift cards. AC Weezy's giving away some clothing for his clothing line.
God, I want some AC Weezy clothing.
You're gonna have to watch tonight and get in. But that's 8 o'clock tonight, so make sure you don't do that. It's I think he's doing he was gonna do every half an hour, but we threw in 3, so he may do every 20 minutes or something. Do a giveaway. So make sure you check out Monday Night Gaming tonight. I'm guessing Tyler will be part of that. Love to hear what their fantasy talk is about. Then other than that, you got the Nerd Glasses. Dave back from his wedding this weekend tomorrow. Nerd Glasses podcast with Boder. And make sure you don't forget to check out OC5 live at 2 o'clock every day. Oh, we didn't talk about this new little guy before we go off. The Mandalorian.
That one
the
is one of the
child.
coolest ones I've seen, probably.
The child.
Honestly.
We welcome
As far
him.
as a Star Wars collector of Pops myself, that is one of the nicest looking ones.
We welcome this little gem to the Behind the Counter set. He now joins the bigger child, Kylo Ren, the Joker, Elvis, and Lord Voldemort. Now, with these big ones, what one do you want to see? If you had to pick one
What
from
do you mean
anything,
see?
anything,
Oh, if I were to just...
what would you want to see up here?
If I were to get
TV
any
show,
of them-
athlete, sports, book, pop culture.
I wouldn't mind a Master Chief.
Really? That's what you're gonna go
A
with?
10-inch Master Chief. He always has a soft spot in the store. Is what it is.
Halo Master Chief. Seriously? That's what you would pick?
What would you pick?
Jeff Gordon.
Really?
Yup.
Really, Dan?
Jeff Gordon pop.
He's a fucking dork.
Or The
He's a-
Rock.
He doesn't even look cool.
I wouldn't mind a
You want to
Cyclops
get ones
one.
that look cool.
I wouldn't mind Cyclops.
That'd be a kind of cool looking one.
Just a random Jeff Gordon pop up here? I don't think that would look pretty
A
cool.
10-inch one, it'd be pretty stupid.
Alright, guys, we got
I'm Jeff Gordon. I'm hanging out with Voldemort, the Joker.
Whatever. It's a variety of different subjects up here.
Making
I
fun
really
of
want all of this
Master
to be villains.
Chief.
I really want all of them to be villains, but we have Elvis. Well, some could say Elvis is a villain, but I don't really think so. The child is most certainly not a villain.
There was some hints of some dark side powers in the last season.
Or the child?
He choked Cara Dune.
Mike, don't spoil it. I haven't watched The Mandalorian, nor I probably ever will.
You don't even
still.
know. You wouldn't even remember that name.
Alright guys, we're going to sign off here behind the counter on this Monday the 21st. A lot of fantasy talk. We hope you guys have a great night. Monday Night Gaming up next at 8 o'clock here. Bunch of giveaways. Make sure you follow our Instagram page. And also here on Twitch to make sure you qualify for the giveaway and you got to be watching. So make sure you check that out. 8 o'clock tonight with AC Weezy. Throw him a happy birthday. Let him know you're in chat. We hope you guys have a great night. Bunch of stuff here this week on the channel, so make sure you check back. And we will see you next week here on the Behind the Counter podcast. Hopefully we'll have a better week to talk about some fantasy. Mike and I will be head-to-head. One of us will be upset, one won't be. We'll see what happens. Behind the Counter, signing off.